So we have learned last time uh, about the queues, and we saw an example where we had linked list and queue, and the example was very simple as that a queue example .java where we had a linked list and a queue interface, and then we printed the elements. We saw what is element, which what is peak. We removed the peak. Now we're going to study one of the important concepts here today, and that is what is a priority queue. So a priority queue is something where priority is given to the elements which are being queued. So generally what happens is in an ordinary queue, uh, what we do is, let's take a simple example. I'm just summarizing my previous video. If somebody sees my previous video, they can understand. So this is your queue, and in this queue, what would you do is that you would follow a very simple concept of, you know, first in, first out, right? You have FIFO, first come, first serve, right? Which means that from the beginning, the eventers, right? And let's say this is the first element, and then the next one is the second element, and the next one is the third element, and then you have four, right? Uh, so this is the last one which is going to go out of the queue. So this is the first in first out FIFO queue. But in priority queue, it is different. In a priority queue, what is going to happen is that PRIO, priority queue. Uh, we are going to push something inside from here, but what is going to be processed or which one will go out depends upon which gets priority. So let's take a very simple example for that. Today, what we're going to do is that uh, we will have priority queue example. What we do is very simple here. Uh, we are going to have a priority queue here, and then we are going to have add something like, my queue. Let's add again the three fruits, what you're talking about. My queue. So let's do the same like what we did in the last example. A queue example, we just added three fruits, right? So we are going to add those three fruits here in the priority queue. And now let's see. Uh, let's try to print this. So now let's try to print by polling. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say my queue dot poll, And this is the sale is the first element. Element. This is the first element. I'm trying to print. Let's see what it prints. Then the second element, let's try to print, and the third element. The second element and the third element. This is the third element, and let's see what output you get now. What we got is the first element is apple, the second element is mango, and the third one is orange, right? Now you need to observe something is that, there is a priority getting defined uh, based on the ascending order of the words. A first comes, after A, M, and after M, it's O, right? So that means the current priority is based on order of ascending. That means who are now, if I do a reverse, like if I say collections dot reverse, let's see what happens. Collections dot reverse, reverse order. And then if I try to print this, what do you expect? So I'm reversing the order here, and then, what do we get? We should get the reverse order of the ascending, right? It should be descending. So we got the descending order. That means people use priority queues in a very simple sense to do the processing in a queue based on priority. And the priority is here for the order of, whether it's ascending or descending. But in the next episode, we will deal more a real life example, like, let's talk about a hospital where how the patients get treated. But for now, this is the most simplest way I can show you what's a priority queue. Thank you. If you like the video, subscribe.